and that's just what a lot of my option strategies are based on. Just time, patience. I'll let them work out.
Right, right. Hey, do you guys want the 5 minute up, the 15 minute up? This bottom chart,
All
I'll like
right.
keep switching in and out between higher time frames and stuff.
And we are live, by the way. Welcome, YouTube.
Live on YouTube, nice. What's going on YouTube? Let me make sure that's funny. I got the notification on my phone.
And I'm going to switch to your screen on YouTube here in just a moment.
Give me like a solid second,
Oh,
cause
yeah,
like
no problem.
Crucian just texted me.
Yeah, sometimes I've been like on the phone with him, like right up to the minute where like, dude, I got to be live now.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all good. We got a lot going on in the
All
background
right,
here,
you
guys.
know
It's a
what? Yeah,
busy,
let
busy
me.
business.
I'll get back to him in a minute because I have to take care of the stream. I can't
There you go.
neglect
Yeah,
my favorite people that I see
that is
once a
right.
day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Grab that
sirree.
stream up on my
Oops,
phone.
I got to switch to
You
your
guys can't
display.
hear my music, right? I think I kept it low enough.
Yep, good.
Yeah,
I
you
don't hear
couldn't
it.
even hear my voice before.
It's funny
We got a
because
few different faces in here. Perfect stock. What's going on, Mr. Lee SRP? Hello, hello, welcome. Um, Matazuka, hello. Also, see you're pretty new. Welcome to the group. Carlo, hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Appreciate you all for joining us today.
heck yeah, lots of new faces.
Oh yeah, let me get the YouTube up on the other computer.
We're getting out
Crap
there.
top.
So that's kind of the side project I've been doing. Is I've been doing the weekly broadcast over there with Money.net, and interestingly enough, that whole network comprises mostly of institutional traders. There are very few retail traders in that group.
Do you guys want some book map?
That kind of also floors me that institutional traders would be even interested in things I have to say, but apparently they are. So I'll roll with it.
I'm gonna throw a little book map on there once TOS starts loading up. We'll do a little course on book map today if you guys are interested. Could you turn the comments on? Oh yeah, the
Yep,
comments are
you're
on.
on.
Nice. Morning, Crypto Gambles. Appreciate you joining us
Oh,
again today.
that reminds me, I gotta pull that down so I can get the live chat down here. Hold on one second. I'm gonna switch screens for just a second.
Yeah, yeah.
Boop, boop. Keep from putting somewhat sensitive information right onto YouTube.
Yeah. Wait, is that me right now? Am I doing that right now?
No, no, you're good.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Gonna say, oh no, because I'm putting
No,
my
no, no.
TOS password in right now. I was like, oh shoot, am I doing something wrong?
I only have so many monitors, so like I've got to like when I switch over and drag something off of a screen that I use for the background stuff, like I gotta be like,
Gotcha.
oh, make sure it doesn't go straight onto YouTube. All right, now I can switch back. There we go. Boom. You're that, sir.
Nice, nice.
Uh,
Bro, I like forgot my TOS password.
oh no.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm like very reluctant
what
to
the heck?
use the services that they provide for remembering your passwords and keeping you logged in and all that stuff.
Do.
And good morning.
Wait, is it this? Oh my goodness.
All
If
right.
this doesn't work. Alright, sorry, no, book maps today. Unless you guys really do want it, then I could go into my phone and try to find the password and everything.
I never really use it.
Me neither. But I figured it could be something to go over today. But whatever you guys want, really, we could just go over some price action. We could do zones. Whatever. What else? We got moving averages, RSI, if anybody wants to go over certain indicators. I mean, it's Friday. We had a very, very strong day, so I wouldn't be surprised if today was sort of a range day. Um,
It could. It could range between
could.
420 and like 418, but it's also got a chance of pushing into that 2 for 1.
What I'm gonna do real quick. First, you know what I'll do? I'll go over relative strength and stuff today.
There you go.
So, when I'm trading equities for everybody who trades equities and options, and for the people in Discord, some of you probably have heard this, if not once, twice, or a few times. But the best way to check for relative strength is to have a good set of stocks, have a good watch list up. Let's say you trade large caps and option expiration day, though. Yes, good point, Carolina Camillo. I appreciate you in the comments. It's a good point. Today's Friday. 0 days for all, not all options, but most stocks have 0 days. Google, Apple, Meta, Tesla, Microsoft, these things have 0 days, which you could really make a nice profit on. Or get wrecked. It'll all go one direction.
Yeah.
But anyways, when you want to look for relative strength, what you want to do is you want to have your watch list set up and you want to go by percent change. That way you could see which one has the biggest percent change so far today and which one has the biggest percent change down today. So let's say AMD would be the weakest today and it's still green though. Let me get off the 1 hour chart on that one. So it's got AMD the weakest because we gapped down on AMD. Whereas Google, we gapped up and then we just shot up right at open. Google would have been something you would have been able to catch if you checked this relative strength about 5 minutes ago. You would have been able to catch this extra 5 minute candle move up, which would have given you about, what do we got? $1.06. That's pretty good. Gets you a OTM out of the money options contract 0 day on Google. That'd be in the money real quick. But again, I'd be careful. So another trick with the relative strength that I like is I go with the trend of what ES and NQ are doing. So if ES and NQ are going up, I'm going to want a relative strength stock. I'm going to want something that's relatively strong. If we're going lower or we're rejecting, then I'm going to want a stock that's relatively weak. Another rule I've given myself that saved me from a lot of bad trades is that if we're relatively weak on NVIDIA, but the day is strong, I can't go long on NVIDIA. Even though we're strong on the day, why is it relatively weak? I don't want to touch that. It's not going to work in my favor. Same for going long on a short day. If the short day, we're selling off, but Google is still up $1.70 on the day, I'm not going to short it. It's relatively stronger. You got to go with whatever's relatively weaker on the weekday, whatever's relatively stronger on the strong day, and that'll give you a higher probability setup with better odds of it being a bigger move because those are what's relatively stronger. Those are what has the bigger percent gain. Got
You
Tesla's
know,
flying.
I gotta say the built-in noise canceling in Discord is pretty good.
Yeah? Why, what happened?
I've got like a 5-year-old in the background and I can see it going out on the YouTube broadcast, but I can't see it going out to Discord. That's
Ah,
hilarious.
nice. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Molly. So first for ES, for SPY, we mainly chart. Jeremy, you chart SPY though, right?
Religiously.
So do you mind putting your chart up for like on the YouTube for like I guess 5-10 minutes for Molly, just so you could get a feel for the levels?
Yeah,
And
sure.
Molly, just so you know, because I trade, well, it's not even because I trade futures, but because I would trade the SPY internal. I chart with ES because that's got the 23-hour volume, 23-hour volatility and movement, and there are zones that are created at night that you might not see on SPY, but you would see it on ES, and SPY follows ES.
I'll pick it off for you. So,
Q.
two things to pay attention. Well, actually, three things to pay attention to. Let's start with the diamond pattern. We were out of the diamond pattern like a mofo. Sometimes you'll get a breakout like this and it will run right to a key resistance level and then rip a face off in the other direction. So sometimes this will be a quick liquidity grab and all of a sudden, you'll get all the bigwigs will throw absolute sale into this. I mean, they will sell into this like no other sometimes. So you got to be very careful when you see this kind of pop out of out of a diamond pattern. It can be a continuation pattern. We could certainly set it up to where this could be our leg one of a measured move and a whole lot of consolidation. That could send us up to like 430. Okay, I could believe that, but it's got to break this angular here on the channel first. And that's why I've got these boxes drawn on this situation. Now let's focus in a little bit. I probably should have this up in, well, I don't want to go into Discord yet, but I'll post a picture of it. The three boxes here are just representative of measured moves. So we have leg one, consolidate, leg two, consolidate. Possibility of leg three could take us all the way up to like, 425.50. And that's just basically measuring the previous trend to consolidation and then the next trend. We certainly made a beautiful 1-for-1 yesterday. Most people were expecting to be bears yesterday. I was pretty resilient in my resolve of being bullish yesterday, and sure enough, that was one hell of a nice trend day. We had some good trades in the morning and some even better trades in the afternoon. Now we're setting up to where we can kind of consolidate here for a little while. Just under that 420.80 is going to be key resistance here today. If we can break that 420.80 with some strength, we can get into this box and start trending up. If not, we certainly can also expect a range day today. It can range all day and then maybe not make a move until Monday. And it may even go and retrace this entire zone back to a retracement target, which would be about 418 to 416. So if we break support, we can certainly call that out, and that's going to be right at the threshold of about 419.15. So if this then that, so if you just watch the chart on the morning breakout and see what the opening range is going to be, you'll get a pretty good idea of whether or not you're going to expect a bullish trend, a bearish trend, or a range day. So let's kind of watch the area that we're in now, and I'm going to put a liquidity zone up here in a moment. I'm going to see if I can find one first. Let me do it on this chart. So we have that upper zone here in the 420s. We've got a zone that we've been in for a while and we're out of it now. Where's the next liquidity zone? We don't have one here. So let's go ahead and establish one from previous data. And I think we're looking at quite literally 421 is going to be a base zone, so we're just going to go from one to the other. There's nothing really in the way. So we got a pretty good chance of remaining bullish here, at least short term. And like I said, though, when you pop out of these, you do expect the volatility, but sometimes you'll get the institutions will go and sell into this stuff for a liquidity grab, because if you compare SPY's chart to central bank liquidity has been going down considerably. I don't have the chart for central bank liquidity. I can get it from various sources, but I can't display it. But the point is, like, central bank liquidity has been pulling out, and meanwhile SPY has been going up. SPY and Q have been quite divergent. We're expecting some serious volatility in the coming short couple weeks here, but we're not clear on direction just yet. So that's kind of the key thing to pay attention to. The one thing that the market seems to be pricing in expectation is that the Fed will pivot and start adding some more QE strength into it, thus supplying some central bank liquidity to the market, and we can kind of melt up from this. That's a possibility, and that's kind of seems to be what the general consensus is of the market expectations. However, I'm always very protective in saying that, because I don't want to trust it until I see it. So I just stick to my price action trading format, which is if this, then I do that. So it's a matter of really just paying attention to what your TA is going to tell you. And if you are pretty apt about trading price action, you'll do well in this sort of stuff. This volatility is what pays my bills, and eventually it'll be paying your bills if you can learn this stuff. As far as what I expect from the market, I'm very, very keen on paying very close attention to this angular resistance right here out of that diamond pattern. It happens to be about 421.75 for today's price action. Remember, as time goes on, these angulars change shape. They get further and further up. So if this, then that. If we break this level, I can expect this level. Pretty simple. If we reject this level, I can expect this level. All right, that's really a lot more words about a lot less things, and Said a lot, didn't get anywhere. Spun my wheels.
Nah, you good, you good. I appreciate you covering for me on that. I'm doing a quick little supply demand recap on the zones and stuff, and I'm
Yeah,
posting it to our socials right now.
perfect. And I'll get your screen back in there, and I'll talk about Intel for a second. Intel's
Beans.
kind of in between two zones here. I'm zooming way out. So we've got this accumulation that's been going on for a while. We've got this descending channel. We've got this 50% retracement target of that channel. It happens to be around 136, 137 would be the extension on that. We're holding in a key area of support here. We've made a bullish 1-for-1 before. That's the peak here. This box should actually cover that. There. So effectively, we've made a nice bullish 1-for-1 out of this. We've come back and tested support of the previous move, and we held. So we've got a descending wedge coming out of this as well. So there's a good chance of Intel following through with the rest of this move, and it could even set up a 2-for-1 later on if it remains bullish. This has been kind of the dog of the Dow for a while, and the expectations aren't great on it. I don't think there's really any analysts talking about it much either. So I'm kind of like intrigued by being ahead of those guys. And this is what's possible. We could see a 2-for-1 measured move out of this, just like anything else we've traded. If it exceeds this level, if it gets above this resistance here and this wedge actually breaks out and runs up, 3370 is the top of that box. 36 and 37 are soon to follow in the retracement from the previous descending channel. And certainly we can extend all the way on up here to like 40 bucks. That's got that chance. It's got that setup. So this is just another matter of if this, then that.
Yeah, we're in a tight range here, guys. Be careful if you're trading. We got NQ much weaker than ES. That divergence. The higher high on ES, the lower high on NQ. So just keep that in mind when trading. Maybe
Yep.
maybe some scalps today until we break a range, but I would be careful anything under 42.30.
Yes, sir.
Alright, here's a little trick for you guys that I like to use also for trading futures is the weighted indice, and that is going to be, I went over this with the Discord people a few times. So check this out. I marked the supply zone on the weighted indice, and we hit it, and we started selling off from it, right? But we're still choppy on ES and Q. But what this is telling me is things like Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, they're getting weaker, they're starting to sell off, and usually these tend to lead these. So if this stays weak, that's going to help my buys hold to the downside. But it's not, that's not going to be the only reason. You also have to factor in where's ES, where's NQ. If we could get below key level 13873 on NQ, I would look for continuation into demand. Same with ES, continuation below 4208 to demand at 4189. So if anything, you know what's great with the supply, demand, and key levels and stuff is we're able to add an alert and go walk away. We could add an alert, go walk away. When the alert hits, we could come back and say, okay, where is it? Or let's say I didn't want to short from this level to over here. I could wait and set an alert over here, and then I'll get an alert once we're in demand, and I could go long and put my stop right over here, have my target up here, and be ready to go.
Holy smokes. Let's try it. Pain zone's kind of collapsing here. This might be a good strangle opportunity for a 0-day. Come on, fill my order, you bum.
Yo, what should I say to Lucian? Lucian just commented to Cliff. We went over it with Cliff in the voice chat.
Yeah, we've been kind of making some stuff more efficient in the background here. That's part of our quest here is dealing with the watch list stuff. I'm always like kind of independent. Like I tend to focus more on a lot of different option strategies that I have rolling, and then short-term stuff I'll trade like SPY and ES, and it's like it kind of ends up being a little bit different from the overall watch list. There's many things to look at, and when you start looking for scanner outputs, you end up getting flooded with a whole lot of stuff to look at. So I tend to just kind of focus on a few key things that I'm interested in trading. So like in my streams, you'll notice that I tend to kind of have the same stock on for a couple weeks sometimes, just to kind of keep an eye on it and trade it appropriately. So um,
VIX in the tight range, another sign of a choppy market. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
oh, quite all right. I also tend to talk a lot about the positions I'm taking and how I'm building them and why I'm building them, that sort of thing. And in doing so, you kind of get the idea of I rarely trade more than like 3 to 5 days to expiration on SPY options. I'm more or less day trading those, and occasionally I'm doing conversion strategies. If the market's choppy and sideways, I can build something that I can then convert into a different strategy later, or I can swap, is what the strategy term is, where I swap like a debit spread into a butterfly. I can swap a single leg into a butterfly or a debit spread or a credit spread. I mean, there's just many opportunities to adjust a position instead of just opening and closing them.
Right. There's
Yes,
moving stops.
right.
There's adding to targets. There's moving stops and adding to the position. There's different things.
I mean, it's like to me, I've been a mechanic for many years, and I compare this to being a heart surgeon, because every argument that'll come into the similarities that a mechanic would try to argue against a heart surgeon will say like, yeah, well, why don't you replace that head gasket while the engine's still running? you know, it's kind of like you're literally operating on a living organism here. You're operating on a moving target that's always changing. It's always dynamic. Things
Right.
are just completely seemingly chaotic until you can understand their structure here. There's things you can pay attention to that will help you conserve your capital and move on to the profit side of trades that you make more often than you move into the loss side of trades that you will inevitably make. So making that difference happen is realizing that this is something that you are looking to adjust rather than something that you can just open and close. So that's where my option strategies tend to take a different turn than most other people's option strategies. So rather than closing that trade where I had a 350% return on yesterday with the debit spread, I converted it to a butterfly. And
Cliff, stop trying to steal our job.
oddly enough, uh, the middle of that butterfly was perfect at the close, and I was able to capitalize on that for much more than 350%. I don't know the number, but I know it was a lot more than 350. So that worked out great yesterday. As far as getting into these positions, that's the whole strategy that I use. It's just a conversion, or I'll take an existing position and adjust it into something else. All right.
Morning, Ricardo.
So pain zone. I'm looking at pain zone for 0 days. I kind of look at that as an intriguing point of where's price expected to range. And guess what? 425 is just at the inner edge of that. 426 is right where the pain zone is right now on the opening range. That 426 call will probably be around 4 cents in the next 20 minutes if price stays here. That's at the outer edge. That's above and beyond our measured move expectation. So that's kind of where the pain zone tends to be for the upper range. The lower range, the put side. Let me look at that real quick.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
Sorry, I got long-winded.
No, go ahead, man. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Bro, you're running with it.
The lower side you would expect is like around 416. Actually, that's a little bit further in. The edge of the put side pain zone is all the way down here at 413. That's currently trading at 5 cents on that 0 day strike. I expect that to be worth 2 cents if price stays here for a while. So theoretically, you could run a strangle that wide, but the puts are always going to be more expensive. Price is here, upper range is up here, lower range is down here. So if you're going to go and buy these, the expected move is probably going to compress into a consolidation anyway. Market makers will look at what people see on 0 days, and a lot of times people are day trading these 0 day contracts are viewed as people who are speculatively trading, and that's just a fancy way to say gambling. So
Yeah.
if you can look at it from a market maker's point of view and trade like a market maker instead of being an options buyer and expecting to close them for profit, you can be into these conversion strategies, or you can be in the mindset of an option seller. It's like, how can I make the most income for the amount of outlay that or risk that I have to put into this position? I'm gonna be a market seller.
You guys, you want some entertainment? So it's, I don't know what's going on with Lucian today. He must be in some type of mood, but he never pops in main chat. And obviously, he said something to Cliff because Cliff asked about the watch list or whatever.
Right.
And then there goes Lucian. We're always looking for good keeps. Just don't be a psycho or sociopath. Like, bro, why? Why? No, it's okay. You don't have to say these things.
I'm gonna add a reaction there. There you go.
That's
No.
funny.
It's
Right? I texted him. I said, Lucian, no, you don't be
I think
saying
we're about
those
to let go
things.
here in the ES.
Oh,
The
please.
buyers are just not giving it up, but when they do, I think the floor is going to fall.
You could
Agreed.
be right.
I mean, they've been pounding it, but they cannot raise the price. So, and we've got UB below, and then away we go if we can break.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it's on the radar.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, I think we're. It's funny. I was just opening up the larger time frame because I feel like we're probably going to be creating a supply zone over here. 'Cause we don't have any supply up until 42.79, and that's not happening today. We're not getting a
Nope.
60-point move today. I'm sorry, guys.
Not gonna happen.
Never say never.
I know. I was gonna say, here I am saying it so confidently later
Well,
today.
because that's exactly when the market will slap you in the face and go, "Oh yeah, I'll
Oh,
take
yeah.
that bet and I'll
Yeah.
double."
Federal Reserve Board issues enforcement.
Hold my beer.
Former employee of Ally Bank.
Yeah.
Say I won't.
Double dog dare me.
So, like, what I would look for on the larger time frame, because how choppy we are, guys, is I would look for some type of continuation or close on the larger time frame. Good morning, the blind trader. I see somebody else new just popped in the YouTube just saying hello to them.
Oh yeah. Hey.
But back to what I was saying, I would look for a 2-hour close. So this was 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. This is 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and this 10 o'clock just started. So who's to say that this isn't going to wick here, go all the way back up here, wick here,
Yep.
come all the way back down here. That's why it's so important to also let things close, especially on the larger time frame. Because if you look at the larger time frame and we're in a gross range, maybe that'll keep you from taking a trade on the 5-minute, and that'll save you from getting chopped up.
Oh yeah. Haha, I just got a cheap spread.
Oh, would you get SPY?
Yep, I got the call side out at the 425, 426 spread. I got it for 2 cents. So edge of the pain zone for the call side is in. Well, if it runs this whole range, I've got a chance at making a hellacious profit for a 2-cent risk, dude.
Nice.
If it doesn't, if it rejects here, I haven't lost really anything. And then I can grab the put side if it ranges to the top here and hits that Globex high again, or gets close to it. Or I can grab it on the slide, either way. But the put side's just way too expensive at the moment. I mean, it's all the way down here. Like I said, the pain zone's like around 413. I don't like that play because I think it's going to stop around 416.50 if things get bearish here.
I think we can, probably pause at 4,200 if we can get back down there and retest that big fat round number.
Right.
But we got a lot of liquidity below us if we want to break 4,200.
Yeah.
It would be weird to do on. I mean, it is. See, monthly expiries today, right?
Yep.
Yesterday or today. But it's also Friday. But it's also we are reaching that 4,200 and we've exceeded it, which has been a bit of a ceiling for us for a while.
Oh yeah.
So if we reject this, we could go right back down to 3,800 by the end of next week, because it's the end of the month,
and
holiday weekend and all that.
like I was saying about that diamond pattern, when it runs parabolically one side or the other of the diamond, sometimes it'll be a fake and it'll rip a face off in the other direction. So that's always something to be aware of. Diamond patterns are great. They always precede extreme volatility. And in history, last year, all the way through the first quarter of this year, they've been dead on for predicting a FOMC range. And this time, FOMC fell in the middle of this diamond. So this is the interesting thing, is there's something bigger than FOMC on the horizon. And there is. The debt ceiling. So that's going to have a big influence on the market. And we're in the diamond pattern. It can be a consolidation between measured moves, for sure. But one thing to know also is that it has defined range very accurately. So this is at the top of the range right now at about that 420, 421 area in the upper range of the output side of the diamond. So this is exactly that. It can be the fake out, breakout, and then a ripping down to the other direction. Holy smokes. The floor on that for SPY, 395, y'all.
Yeah.
So that could be really, really interesting in the next day or two, the way things are looking.
But the chances of a short squeeze to 42.50 is real.
Yeah, that too. So, and as I was kind of dipping into the weeds a little bit on it earlier, as far as like central bank liquidity has been falling off as SPY and Q have been rallying, that's usually kind of a predecessor to something big about to happen. So, I think that if the debt ceiling gets raised and everything's hunky dory all of a sudden, I honestly think that the Fed could pivot and start talking about QE coming back into the market. So
I can't believe that would be crazy.
It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But what have we seen from our
leading class?
Yeah. What have we seen for the whole past? This whole administration, we've seen crazy. We've looked it right in the face, and dude, we've lived it. So I don't want to get political, but that's the truth right in front of everybody. And it's interesting because every time like we've kind of been on one side of the argument, they've gone and done the opposite. So it's kind of we can kind of see this. Yes. So I wouldn't put it past them to pivot on QE and start flooding it back into the market. And in fact, there's signs that they've already begun doing that. So that's kind of something that's we don't get to see right out in front until it's already happened. As we keep saying about charting versus general media, the news can only ever tell you what's already happened, whereas the chart can kind of predict a lot of what's about to happen, just based on the history. So, we could do either right now, and it would be at least tradable because we love volatility. Volatility pays our bills. As long as we can predict volatility itself, we'll do great.
Yep. Futures, options, anything. If there's volatility and you're patient and you're not like have a pit in your stomach and don't know to click buy or sell, and then you end up chasing, and then you just gotta take it calm. Yep, you can't do that. Can't fumble. People say, "Oh, don't fumble the bag."
Yeah.
True. When we have big moves in the market, hindsight is always, "Oh, look at that big move. I should have got that." Blah blah blah. But in reality, when these moves start to happen, we don't know that they're over till they're over. One, and two, we shouldn't be expecting the full piece. The full pie. We just want a piece.
Holy Tesla.
Oh, is Tesla doing something? Let's see.
Yeah, it just pushed 180.
Oh, 180?
Uh-huh.
No way.
Yeah,
bro. Weren't you saying it was going to come down to 140?
I have a critical pivot target at 182.48, sir. And I have...
Man. Yeah, I remember we gapped down, and y'all were like, we're going to 140 to fill that other gap.
It
just couldn't hold in.
We've made a 2-for-1 measured move. We've come out of that. We're looking for the rare sight of a 3-for-1 here, guys. Let me get the 2-for-1 in the chat. There you are.
Let's have fun, guys. Let's chart Tesla.
178.25 was the top of that upper box, and now we're printing a third. So let me get the 4-hour chart up and see where we're going next.
Nice little supply zone right here, a daily, beautiful.
Dang, I need to highlight these brighter. Hard to see. There we go.
Throw my little rectangle, my box. Amy, how are the horses? Amy. Amy. Oh, she muted it. She can't hear us either.
Yeah.
Can't hear us. She got AirPods in. Ricardo, how are you doing, bro?
She might be chatting with her.
I'm in a trade.
Nice
You're
work.
in a trade? You got a long? Short?
There we go.
Take your time. Get back when you can, Brody. Good luck. Good luck. Use VIX. Do what you can. Be careful. Consider being in and out. This does not look like a trend day.
Let's see.
Victoria, good morning. Hello.
3-for-1 target on Tesla would put us at 187.50. Sorry, 187. Yeah, 187.50. Okay, sorry.
NQ holding that key level. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that if you're short, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if we're in a range, guys, going long around 42.19 and then maybe taking profits, 42.24, 5 points might be your max run up today. Maybe, we don't know. Like Amy said, you know, we don't know until it happens. And like I said just before, we don't know when a big move is over till it's over, and we don't know it's happening till halfway, till 3/4 of the way. Because again, the market likes to like give us fake out moves too. So we always have to protect ourselves. But that's what's good with supply and demand, is it gives you those strong areas of interest to enter. And from those points, you're able to monitor your trade. You're able to say, okay, I'm going to enter in this area of interest and target a supply zone or target a key level and keep my stop here. And if you're trading futures versus options, you're able to hold through this pullback. This pullback won't hurt you because your stop's all the way down here. Your target's all the way up here. So this would be like a set and forget type of trade, which is great because those are the least stressful kinds of trades. Unless, you know, you're like me and you can't not look at the screen if you're in a trade. But, oh, here we go. Here's that move up I was talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hype about that eval stuff. I'm paid for it today, start at Monday with the funded. Alright, I'm gonna post a chart real quick of what I do earlier. ES, I guess I'll do NQ now. Bit of a slow day in the market right now, guys. Again, we had two big run-up days. It's common for the market to have big days like that and then chop, you know, the third or even maybe the fourth day. Just because it does have to start to try to fake people out and fake people into positions. And another huge factor is that it's Friday.
Yep.
All these 0-day options that are expiring, they need to make those expire worthless. So, like, we might run up on equities, right? Meanwhile, we could, like, dump on equities, like power hour. And what that would do is that would make all these people be in these longs, all these people be in these calls. Then it's going to dump them and make those into nothing, and then the puts will print for that hour or so. But everybody who was trading throughout the whole day just got sandwiched and crushed because the people who were short throughout the day got out before power hour because we were pumping. And the people that got long throughout the day just got wrecked because power hour sold off. Just examples, that might not happen, but I'm saying, like, we could just chop, we could be messy, we could be just
Boom!
roast.
Intel hit my 30 target, baby.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm stoked. I got positions on Tesla and Intel that are just killing it
Hey,
right now.
get it, bro. That's awesome.
All right. Spy's still knocking on the door at Globex High. It's threatening it, man.
Looking like
All right, let's see.
It's making threatening sounds. Ones that I like. Let's
Look at
get
the
it.
volume difference. No, what the heck?
I know it's just a weird market, but you know
Wait,
what? It's
no,
got
look at
that
the volume
potential.
difference. Look at the volume difference on Tesla. Like on my chart right now. I'm looking at the 3-hour chart,
Oh
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
volume's fine. And then look at this, ready? What is all of that?
Boop.
Look at all of that.
You know what?
Earnings hits,
Uh-huh.
and we just but this was before earnings. That's crazy the amount of volume that came into Tesla.
I'm
You
gonna
know, it's
put this out
yeah.
there on Tesla. Back when I made that killer ass trade out of that descending channel, virtually every analyst in the media was bearish on it. And I was like feeling like the only guy I knew who was bullish as hell on it. And I had that 207 target and it nailed it to the number, y'all. So, you know, I love Tesla because every time media thinks it's going to do something, Uncle Elon pulls a hat trick and just shames them all. It's awesome. It seems to be a kind of regular thing. So, you know, I never doubt Tesla to finish measured moves. It really is a market performer when it comes to that.
That's cool. That's awesome. And if you trade options, you can really capitalize on that.
God, yes. Yeah, that paid for a lot of medical expenses. Let me tell you what.
Oh, good.
All right, so we got
Oh no.
kind of some laggers in the market too. Man, Amazon's not doing so hot, but it pulled back to a key support area, so it might bounce here.
Yeah, I'm just doing some charting on equities now. Tesla, maybe I'll do Apple or Microsoft or something next.
Intel's just parabolic as I'll get at. What a move.
Yeah. Do you trade on TradingView or somewhere else?
Yeah, I trade on TradingView.
So are you still trying to use the DOM?
Yeah, so but make sure do you have your autofills in? So you don't have to like confirm it each time?
I think so. Yeah.
Like when you click a price on the DOM, does it just fill right away?
I've never tried doing that before, but I'm assuming yes.
You hit buy and sell
I use the other
on here?
So you see the button on top of, so you clicked on the DOM, so the two arrows up and down, that button on top of it, that's what I use.
Oh.
I don't use the
Oh,
DOM.
okay. Oh, what?
I do like kind of like not bracket orders, but I just get into the market and then I just play it from there.
That's cool.
Actually, I do bracket orders because I have a stop loss already in there.
Right,
That
right.
one, yeah. That one, yeah.
Cool. Nice. I'm gonna look into that. That's cool. But yeah, no, I usually use the DOM or the buy and sell.
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually use that, but that's a little bit too advanced for me right now.
I want to see what this thing looks like, the order panel. I'm gonna connect to my other thing. Let's see. Because the DOM's not too bad. It's not that complicated. It's just like you click where you want to buy, you click where you want to sell. Oh, I see. I see. Here. I could show because I don't really care because this is the past eval. Okay, so what, you click buy here and then you click how many units and you take profit and stuff like that?
So I have two units that I trade MES, and then I have a stop loss, and then I have my stop loss already in when I buy or sell, and then once I get into the trade, then I manage it.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with the DOM, I think you are able. I thought there was a way.
I don't think you can use a
isn't.
stop loss on there.
Yeah, no, there's not. What you could do is, let's say you click here, right, and I'm long at 42.24. If I wanted to place a stop at 42.22, I could just click sell limit right here and
Yeah.
it'll do it. Or what I like to do a lot is I'll just like on the screen, I'll just do this and then do a sell limit, buy limit.
Whoa.
Like that's what I usually do. Like my favorite thing to do when I'm in a trade that's going well and I know we're about to get like a big impulse move up. Let's say I'm long here. I'll like do trade sell limit here, a sell limit here, and a sell limit here. That way, if we start to lose momentum, I could drag one down real quick and use it. And if we do pop really strong, my sell limits are up there and they'll get hit real quick, which is good.
Yeah, so I eventually want to do that, but I haven't learned how to do that yet.
Yeah, so you could play around with it when you enter a trade next time. Play around with the whole thing on the screen, this thing, because this is really what I primarily use. And you could do create new order, which I think pulls up your thing. Yup.
I just use market orders as well. I get right into the trade and I manage it from there.
That's good. So
Looks like the
like I said,
institutions are.
I think you can check. I think you can set up a default order so that you had a stop and a target price automatically, and use the DOM with that.
on the DOM.
I think so. That's the way it works on some other software. I'm really just starting out on TradingView, but I think I read something about that.
I'd have to YouTube that. I don't really know how to use the DOM on TradingView yet. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we got to get into that. Lucian's going to make an instructional video, I think. He's done a lot of those on TradingView, so he enjoys doing them. So I'll put that in a note.
All right. What are we doing? We're doing NQ supply demand because NQ is chopping. Lucian, please stop texting me. I am streaming. Nah, it's okay. He could text me.
Yeah.
Aloud. Yeah, we got a big group here today. Appreciate you all for joining. Hope you're all picking up on something. Hope you're understanding what I say when I mean, like, you know, we're in the middle of nowhere. We're in between supply and demands. You know, there's not much not verification, confirmation for an entry or exit right now. I want to see if it's smoother on here. I want to see something. If I do this, throw VIX on this real quick. It'll be easier to show you guys what's up.
All right, Tesla getting strength, guys. The institutions are starting to talk about it more. I just picked that up on the other side here.
All right, where's market open? Right here.
And then
all right, so this was market open. Clearly, the 3-minute time frame. NQ's a bit clearer. ES just chop, chop, chop. And VIX just chop, chop, chop. If anything, I would have saw this on VIX, all of these green chopping candles, and I would have been leaning towards a bearish move, which of course would have happened on this big candle right here. But when we're chopping like this and we see this, just because I see this doesn't mean I'm like, oh, perfect, I'm going to go short. Not at all what it means. It just means I'm preparing myself to go short in case we do break and go. Another thing is if we're chopping like this, it's you got to take the clues the market gives us as good and bad clues. You got to take the good clues for, okay, here's my confirmation to go long. Here's a 3-minute rally base, and then we might get another continued rally out of this. That might be a confirmation to go long. Or you could get the confirmation to not take a trade, because sitting cash is a position. Sitting cash is better than taking a losing trade. You'll feel a lot better when the day ends if you sat cash and didn't take any trades and were nice and disciplined, versus if you weren't disciplined, took 2 trades and they were both losers. So it's really a give and take, and it's understanding market context and when to trade and when not to trade. Let's see. I love this whole thing where it like changes the time frame and scrolls with it is so cool. So easy. It's super easy to find divergence like this too, because like, oh, let's see.
Oops.
Trend line there to there, trend line here to there. I mean, now it's just making even more clear divergence. Before it was like a little obvious, now it's just more obvious. That being said, I would need for this to not be divergent that we're going to be reversing, I would want NQ to hold above 13,920.
There's
So
the
right there, I had an alert.
institutional view of ChatterQuant there in the chat if you guys want to see it. You can see
Nice.
Tesla's starting to swell. Walmart's been focused quite a bit. I think that's going to fade and Tesla's going to start getting bigger.
Yo, those circles, that reminds me of that game where you're like a little circle and you consume the other little circles and then you get bigger. And the goal is to get like really big. This stupid phone game. 15-minute is giving us a bit of a sign of a hammer right here. We have a small body, and this body also closed within this range too. After we broke the range, we probably faked out a lot of retail going short, which caused us to pump up, them covering their shorts. Again, if this was a clear demand zone, a real demand zone, this 15 would probably have to close a bit around over here. We would need at least 2 or 3 other 15-minute candles to follow through, which at that point, it's not going to hurt to say, okay, let me wait 3 minutes for this candle to close. There's no reason to chase it. When you're trading a time frame, you let that candle close, period. You're trading the 5-minute, you let the 5-minute close. You're trading the 15-minute, you let the 15-minute close. You could trade smaller time frames and use larger time frames as guidance. Like if I'm using the 5-minute on ES and want to see the larger time frame because I want to know what the better trend is, I could look at like a 30-minute, 45-minute, an hour, something like that. And what that could do is could help guide us. But if you're trading 30-minute and you're waiting for a specific type of candle to close, you wait for that candle to close. Because if you get in before it closes, you're sort of asking for trouble. Because the market could just dump right down or pop right up. Whatever way is the opposite way you were going, could easily fill that. The market knows what we look for. Let the candles close. Because once the candle closes, can't go back and unclose. Can't close another way.
For the penny stock people in the group, BIOC halted at 991. That's up 80% from the open. Intel cruising right on through my $30 target. Tesla gaining strength, and it looks like SPY is going to take one more knock at that 420.80 zone. And if it slams it, dude, we're going. So far, market sentiment is generally bullish. Just kind of checking on. I kind of look at ChatterQuant view sometimes, just to kind of get an overview of what the market is, and that's what that bubble chart is I put in the chat there. I'm already noticing Walmart shrinking and Tesla growing, so this could get interesting for Tesla traders. As far as streaming news goes, nothing really big is happening today. It's just kind of the general run-of-the-mill, you know, this analyst upgrades this and downgrades that or whatever. Same old bull. Tesla's got a good shot at hitting that 182.50 zone here today. That's where my critical pivot was for support a long time ago. Now that's our critical resistance. We can change that to a green line now.
Well, unfortunately, I got to get going, guys. All the best in the market today.
You too, man.
Best of luck, man. Any luck with that trade earlier? Stopped out?
No, I lost $40, so I just, disciplined to stay away now.
Good, good.
Money.
Walking the walk,
yourself.
man.
Do you usually make sure that your daily goal is above that?
Yeah, so I try to aim for $50 a day, but last few days was red.
All right, listen, man, it happens. You gotta make sure you journal. Make sure you write down where your entry was. Why did you enter? Did you have proper confirmation, proper reason? and
Yeah.
and we could figure it out, man. Because it's all about lessons. We learn from our losses, and if we don't learn from our losses, then they're just that. They're just losses.
Yep.
Are you guys? Do you guys have a long weekend this weekend?
I don't think so. I think we're open Monday, aren't we? It's not Memorial Day weekend yet.
No. Okay. So in Canada we have long weekend, but if you guys are open, I will see you guys on Monday then.
See you Monday,
All
man.
right. See you Monday, bro. Be
Have a
good.
good weekend.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Try not to get into too much trouble there. There's only so much that you can get into in Canada, I guess.
Well, I can get myself into trouble.
But
Why aren't you
at
guys
least they're
supposed to be
polite
nice?
about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, cliche, man.
See you, Ricardo. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. Everybody
dude.
here is really great.
Definitely good dude. Yeah, we're all good people.
Yo,
I
Powell talks
appreciate
at
all of you.
11.
Who?
Powell?
I didn't even know. Let me see. Boop. Let's go into economic insight.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Let's see here. Holy crap! Yeah,
Does
talking
Yeah, he
at
does
11.
speak.
Damn, no wonder
About
we're
what?
bullish. Okay, no idea.
Carolina Camillo, do you know what he's talking about today? They posted it on the YouTube. Don't think I'm crazy, guys.
I'm so out of touch with the news sometimes. I just don't care because I like the chart. But you know what? That would be a pretty interesting time to be in a strangle.
Yeah.
I might be able to get the put leg cheap after all. I already got the call leg in. It's just sitting there doing nothing until it breaks that resistance. So as time goes on, the put side will get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper on the 0 day. I'll strangle it. Why not? In the meantime, man, Tesla's just ringing my bell today. And Intel's cooking on too. There is a 3-bar printing on Tesla's 1 minute right now. We'll see if it gives us a quick scalp trade from 181 to 181.60.
Very choppy, but you know what? He talks at 11.
Yep.
So I guess we have to stick around for you guys, right? I'm
Oh, yeah.
pretty sure we're obligated.
At that point, yes. That is
Yeah.
very, very important that we be here for this. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna look at the put side pain level and see where we're at, because it'll creep up. It's still right at 413 though, but it will stay expensive right to the moment J-Pow takes the mic, and then it's gonna be game on for big moves. So let's see here. If you wanted to, you could go.
All right, let me try to get what's it called up again? Drawing a blank. TD Ameritrade TOS. Let me try to get Bookmap up for you guys. There we go. I did it. I figured it out.
If you wanted to, instead of strangling SPY today before the speech, you could go into a Condor. This is something that's very risky on a 0 day spread, but I'll tell you, if we get a big ass move all of a sudden, it is so easy to convert a debit spread into a butterfly. It's not even funny. One thing to be aware of, and I've been talking about this for a while now since I figured out a way to break Robinhood, so to speak, be very cautious of their auto liquidation policy on 0 day spreads. So if you build a butterfly and they auto liquidate at 3:30 every day, careful, because just last week or a week before, they closed the debit spread side only on one of my butterflies, and everything would have expired out of the money anyway. But when they closed the debit spread side, it left me exposed to risk on the credit spread side. I was responsible for risk of the width of the spread less the premium I received for opening it. So very, very careful with 0 days when you're trading SPY. If you happen to catch that, make sure you manually close the rest of that position, because you're still exposed. If their policy would have ignored it and just let the whole damn thing expire worthless, it would have been fine. I still took profit on the situation after manually closing the credit spread side, but you've got to be aware of it, because if for some reason after the bell you have a big earnings announcement or something like that, and you're in this position and they've liquidated your debit spread side, and big earnings move SPY enough to be in the money on your short strike, you're screwed, my friend. So you got to make sure you're aware of that.
El Scrudo.
Yeah. So just as you hear me talking about these 0-day strangles, that is something to be very extremely alert about, is to pay attention at 3:30, regardless of whether you're working your day job or whatever's distracting you. Be sure and know when they auto liquidate you on a spread like that, because it can really damage you. Pending one certain specific about their policies, though, is that you can go and realize that if you pay for a Robinhood Gold account, you are agreeing to trade on margin. So you are definitely going to be responsible for within that spread. However, as far as I know, on their standard account, you would not be agreeing to trade on margin. Therefore, you would not be subject to being responsible for that spread, from what I can see. So if it ends up putting you in a negative account balance, you got a case of arguing that. So because their policy put you in that position. That's just what I can see on the surface, though. I have to go and read the details. I'm no lawyer, so don't take that as legal advice. But
Played one on TV.
Yeah.
Play one on a podcast. All right. Now we seem to have rejected that again.
Yep.
Yo, it's because I opened Bookmap. We started selling off. That was crazy.
That's got to be it.
Well,
Got to be
Powell's
it.
Second
getting
it
ready to
loaded.
speak, isn't he? Don't we have a talking head, Powell, speaking today?
Yep.
Yeah, but do you know what he's talking about?
Jay Powell gonna crack his
who
teeth.
cares?
Who
Yep,
cares?
pretty much.
Well, I care. Sometimes it matters.
Well, it doesn't matter what he says. It matters how the market reacts, and you can never anticipate what they're going to do.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying sometimes he doesn't say anything of relevance, and he's just talking to go over something, and the market doesn't react at all.
Yeah, right.
But especially again after those big moves the past 2 days.
Yeah. I would imagine he's going to be pretty hawkish because of the big moves up, because the whole idea here is to press things down. So
Yeah. They like to
hopefully
take
he
control
says
of the
something
market.
Really awful, like we're going to continue raising rates until you guys get the memo.
Right.
All right. I've got a stupid cheap Condor on SPY 0-day. I got the 414, 415, and I got the 425,
I
426.
didn't post NQ yet. I'm gonna leave this up for you guys.
Stupid cheap, 2 cents a side. I'm happy with that. Going
Enjoy
into
the
a $10 wide Condor into a J-Pow speech for that cheap is pretty cool. So whatever side blows out, I will convert to a butterfly and walk away happy.
And fly away happy. Bro,
Yeah,
you
there you go,
missed
fly away.
out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Fly away happy. Yeah, okay. I missed the pun. Yes. Bird, condor. Got it. Duly noted.
No, I was saying because you were gonna turn it into a butterfly, so I said you're gonna fly away and be happy with that.
That's right. I will be. Again, though, if you're going to mess with these 0-day spreads like that, just be very, very alert to Robinhood's policy of auto liquidation. It can screw you. That's kind of been a topic that got me into a discussion with somebody that I've been talking about. I can't name the name yet. Next week I will. But a pretty influential dude to talk to, I'll tell you that.
Oh, the guy?
Yeah. I can't
Nice.
say the name yet.
I'm gonna say it.
Don't say
I'm
it.
gonna,
Don't do it. Don't do
Don't
it.
do
I'm gonna say
Got the mute button on him.
it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
He's got the kick button on me.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
made me add, and I got the kick button on you. No.
I still have I have a little bit of admin authority, but not that much. But yeah,
You
it's,
know what? I'm gonna start doing the customer service stuff. So like when people need help getting into the Discord and stuff.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Wizard Greywall. Yeah, it wasn't you.
I was right about to read that out loud, so.
Yeah, there's somebody influential I've been talking to about some stuff, and I explained in detail to this person the exact nature of the situation with Robinhood and that policy. And that's after taking a white hat approach and going through the bug bounty program about this situation. So I want to see what the outcome is of this. And my gosh, this is something that can literally break Robinhood. So we got to be kind of aware of this. This is something that can be very interesting in the near future. Their support department, including their options experts,
Quote unquote.
completely blew off everything I said. So I'm like, okay, ball's in your court, baby. I might go
Right.
public with this. Have fun.
Well, you're behind the scenes probably investigating it.
I hope so. I hope so. Because my gosh, I mean, literally, this is something that if it caught enough traction could literally bankrupt Robinhood. No joke. It's a massive flaw in their policy. I hope they're paying attention. I hope one of their reps is listening to this because this is serious.
I am one of their reps. Spy. They sent me in.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean this is
You blew my cover.
this is relevant to if you tried to open a box spread on Robinhood, you'll notice you can't. There's a reason for that, and this is parallel to something that happened that caused that. That was a situation where this dude entered a massive box spread. He had produced upwards of $550,000 worth of leverage out of a $3,000 account in a box spread on Robinhood. And this position was massive and laddered, and he couldn't figure out for the life of him how to take it all apart in time. And it ended up costing the dude like $50-something thousand in the end, as this thing was basically blowing up in his face. And that is the reason why that you cannot do box spreads on Robinhood anymore. So
Wow.
box spreads can be highly profitable, but they can also be extremely risky because you run assignment risk on both sides. And if you don't manage them very, very carefully, they can blow up in your face. And the leverage risk in that is massive compared to what you put into it. Good point,
Guys, I
Mr. Aaron Westside.
feel so bad, guys. Today we're getting this such choppy action, and yet we've got such a big crowd today.
Oh,
But
well, we're just setting up
unfortunately,
for. What time does he speak? At 11?
11?
Yeah,
We got
we're
15
just
minutes?
We're just gonna
setting up
grind.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
Okay,
either
good.
be a giant nothing burger right then, or we'll have some nice volatility.
That's it. I've got a very super cheap position on, and I'm ready for
It's
anything.
probably worth waiting for.
Yep.
Oh, definitely. No, I'm going to get off now, guys. Forget it. It's 15 minutes away. I don't feel like waiting.
Nah, we'll hang. It's Friday.
Yeah.
I've got chores to do afterwards that'll keep me busy through the night. But you know what? It's a Friday.
Yo, Aaron West, you're saying TD Ameritrade also sometimes closes in the money options in the last 15 minutes in a small account, though they seem to buy back near the dollar short options. I've seen, you know what? I've seen Aaron with trading SPY and QQQ options. Sometimes with SPY, you're able to trade about 15 minutes after the bell closes with options, right?
Except on 0 days.
Except on 0 days.
You can buy to close and sell to close, but you cannot open anything on 0 days after hours on Robinhood. I know for sure, and I'm not sure about TD Ameritrade. Yeah, I see and that's a good way to look at that. It's a bad habit of going long into a JPOW speech. I have a good habit of going neutral into a JPOW speech, so I learned from.
You don't want to pick a direction.
Nope.
You want to either wait. If you can get a safe neutral position on that you can manage, that's great, but that's pretty advanced.
Yep.
Or if you're going to try to trade any kind of news event, you wait until the news event. And if there is a really significant move, the best action is usually to fade it, but you don't want to hold it very long because it can keep going, right? So That's been my general position. I'll fade news like that,
From
but
yeah,
you gotta wait. And sometimes you need to wait for that second push.
when you hear the
Don't fade
phrase
right away.
"buy the rumor and sell the news," you got to remember there's going to be a losing side of that trade.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where your
Or
bad
there's
habits
people
come in.
closing out, stopping out because they were on the wrong side. There's
Right.
that.
That's what I love about
Going
neutral.
lower?
So
Yeah, neutral. At least you can't get hurt.
back
You
to
don't always catch it, but you can't get hurt.
right. Back to a point on TD Ameritrade, actually, Sig turned me onto this idea. There should be a way you can contact your broker, or there's like a toggle you can put that says that you are managing that trade and you are aware of the risk, and you can manually control it and take it out of their hands. I know there's a way to do that because Sig was talking about it.
Works lets you do that.
Yeah.
They send you messages all day long, and you can say, "I got this. I'm paying attention."
Yep. So
But it
that's
has to be done every day
Yeah.
on each trade.
and that's the part of the policy that Robinhood needs to adapt to, because there are some advanced options traders who use Robinhood, e.g. I, and essentially, there are people who know how to utilize that strategy in very, very good success, and they refuse to buckle on that policy. I would love to see an ability to toggle that, to be like, yes, I'm in control of this. I got this. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
Don't auto liquidate me. In other words,
right. It's my fault if I get slammed. I'm
Right.
willing to take the risk.
well, the positions I enter. See, that's the thing about options trading. Risk is always defined, no matter what. The only time you can enter infinite risk is when you sell naked calls, right? Even
Yeah.
naked puts have limited risk, but naked calls are about the only thing you can do that is psychotic. However, if you have neutral positions, or you have captured positions by adding legs as a spread, you don't have to worry about that. Even if you get assigned, that's what the other positions are for. You can exercise those up to midnight and still be just fine. You wash the position. The funny thing is, in that ticket, that support ticket, where their options experts were talking back to me, they're like, "Oh, you can only exercise options up to 8:30 p.m. on a 0 day." I'm like, "Bullshit! No, that goes to midnight, baby. Date on the options contract means midnight. Doi." So I'm just like, that's a red flag for me that you guys are definitely rookies and you have not the expertise that needs to be responding to this issue, and that is your
Yeah.
problem. Who knows? Maybe they'll offer me a job after all this is washed.
Then you can turn them down.
I will, happily. Like, sorry, you can't afford me.
Do you guys like my smiley?
That's cute.
I'm about $500 away from passing another eval.
There you
Yo,
go.
get it.
Yeah, I'm going to purchase 2 more eval accounts tonight, and then I'll start trading them on Monday.
Dude, Lulu has some bundles that are really cool. You can buy 5 for like $11 right now, $50,000 accounts.
Really?
So
That's
you
cool.
get 5 shots, but you only get 1 funded account. So you can YOLO these things, or you can play them against each other, but you get 5. So it's kind of nice.
That's interesting. What broker does that play on? Like, what can
It's
you?
exactly the same as Apex. As a matter of fact, the founder of Apex was a Lilu, probably their most successful trader, and they capped him out at something like $250,000 in profits. He could not take any more profits. They wouldn't remove the cap. So he said, "Okay, I'll take all the money I made and open my own," and he did. So he's their biggest competitor,
Nice.
and he's done some
Cool.
things better than Apex.
Whoa.
Yep. Now we're talking.
So,
Oh, yeah.
question then, can you use Tradovate on Lilu?
Yeah.
Righteous.
Lulu is almost exactly the same.
All right.
They
I
have
might
more. They
just
have
go that
some
route.
more options on different kinds of accounts and being paid out weekly, and so that they do a lot of competitions and
Good.
What is it, Lilu?
LiluTrading.com.
How you spell L-E-E? L-U?
LEELOO.
One more time, I'm sorry.
LEELOO.
Thank you.
Nikki in the chat there was
Like
asking if you
Mrs.
have
Element.
a code for it.
Something Chris. Hello, Chris. HELLOCHRIS. And it's under the bundles. LBs. We're pushing up. Interesting. Anybody listening to what he's saying?
No.
Who? No, I'm just kidding.
Under LBs,
Oh, he's not talking yet.
under LBs,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
code is what again?
Hello, Chris. Chris is their founder, I think.
Is that one word or 2 words?
One word.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And they set up exactly the same way as you'll get a new rhythmic ID or a new ID for if you're using Tradovate.
That
So
is
you'll have to, you know,
awesome.
you can't trade both of those at the same time, obviously.
right. Totally cool.
Yo, Sig complimented me yesterday, and it's like the second time, and like, I don't know, man. I don't know. They
Positive.
must be poisoning him.
Feeling okay?
Yeah, I know, right? Does
Check
he
him
know
for a-
something I don't know? Am I not okay?
All right.
Checking for a fever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the Dom and Tradovate. That's for sure.
Yeah, Carolina, Apex has the 80% off right now too, which is great. I know I got the 90% off back when they had it like a month ago. I was thinking of grabbing another one with the 80, but Jeremy, you said they might be doing another 90 soon, right?
I saw a 96% here. I just got recently.
96?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Apex?
I can't remember now if it was Apex. I'm at my max number of. I think if I
Apex?
pass this next couple of evals here, I can't take any more from either one of them. I'll have to go to Bull and Ox or something. And I at 25 is enough, I think.
I mean, if you can get 5 eval accounts from Lilu for $11, that's pretty cool. What's their?
Yeah,
Do they have the same fee structure like for the ones
very
you
very
funded?
similar.
Okay, and it's
Very,
lifetime.
very similar. Just read it, you know, so you're familiar. But they're very, very similar. The one nice thing about Lilu is they will let you hold, I think, up to 3 micros over the close. And I often do that. I use that account to do some swing trades.
Gotcha. Nikki was saying that Hello Chris didn't work.
Okay, so use capital H and capital C.
Ah, okay.
I just checked. And maybe that makes a difference. Or maybe it was just through last night. No, I think it was through. Let me check my.
And hell, if a 96% comes through on the other thing, that'd be cool too on Apex. All right, so I guess the schedule is saying 11 o'clock is when J-Pow gets to the mic, so I don't think he's speaking yet. And we got about 5 minutes 50 seconds. Tesla kind of held off of that 182 target, 182.50 target, but we're setting up for a pullback. It's made 50% retracement of the previous trend and printed a hammer, so we could get.
Oh, damn it. It was through May 16th. Sorry.
Oh.
Let's see.
On the Lilu
Wait a
one?
minute, there's another one. Maybe.
Guys.
96% off the 25 and 50K bundles, up to 10 per trader. Okay, so this is Hello Chris, and it is through, what is the date? Tell me the date.
It's got to be expired if it isn't working for Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki, I'm sorry Amy got your hopes up like
I'm
that. We'll make
so
sure to mute her
sorry.
tomorrow.
Wow, why is my phone getting so
But
hot?
we'll
No,
keep
it
an eye
says
out
May
on that.
19th. Hang on.
It is May 19th.
That's what I'm saying. I'll stick it here in the main
I'm
chat.
waiting on Nikki. We'll keep you posted once Apex does another 90%. I personally
sure.
like Apex a lot more. Lilu, I haven't
Tell me
really
that
heard about.
small print. Doesn't that say the 19th? It does, doesn't it?
Oh, let me get my reading glasses.
Yeah, I know. I had to zoom in. It's May 19th. So that should work.
Let me put that up on my 32-inch monitor.
Make sure you're doing it
Yeah.
with the
Auto
Lilu
enhance.
bundles.
Friday, May
Okay.
19th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Yeah,
Yeah. That's what it says.
that's hello BS that it isn't working.
Nice pun. Okay, so essentially, she was doing a 300K. Okay,
Oh,
well, no wonder.
nice.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't need that because that has a really high target,
Target.
and really the drawdown is so small. It's not
Yeah.
worth it. The best one actually it is the 25K. It has an equal, drawdown versus goal, so it's the easiest one to do. But you only get 3 contracts ES. I like
Right.
the 50s because it gives me 8 contracts. It's a $3,000 target and a $25,000 drawdown on that.
Hey,
But the
what?
bundles just make it worth it because you get 5 chances to knock it out of the park. So
Right. I think I'm down with that. I might go with that route.
VWLD, what are you, you just hit me with a message. Can you post that link and password? Thank you. What do you mean, like, link and password? Do you want the link to the Lilu stuff too?
yeah, I'm not on the YouTube. We're on the YouTube.
No, he direct messaged me. He's listening in the voice chat, so I hope he hears me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so if you check the main chat tab, Amy just posted a screenshot. It's hello, right? It's hello Chris with the capital H and a capital C for the 25K and 50K bundles.
Heck
And
yeah.
50K
I'll go that route.
bundle.
Screw opening 2 more Apexes. I'll do that one.
Yeah, well, it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean,
Does. Perfect sense.
I gotta give them my
that way, if
money.
you do accidentally fat finger something or
Yep.
whatever, you've got another shot at it. And it's like basically getting a free reset
Yeah.
4 times.
Hey, is it 11 yet?
It
We've
is
got a couple minutes.
10:57.
2
We are
minutes,
just
10
hanging
seconds.
out here waiting.
Welcome to the grind. I am sitting here waiting to convert either side of this condor. Sitting with $10 a range on a condor. Man, I'm just waiting to see if JPal pops it one way or the other. That's all that has to happen.
Is he gonna pop it like it's hot, or is he gonna drop it
Could
like
be.
it's hot?
It could be.
There was a time where I made almost max profit on a spread on an FOMC meeting.
How wide is the spread that you have on?
Right now I'm running $10 wide with $1 wide spreads, and they were stupid cheap, 0 days. When I made almost max profit, that was one that expired 2 days out, and it was in the money, and I just closed it. I was like, hell with the conversion on that. I just closed it.
And these are debit spreads, so you're buying them.
Correct.
Carolina Camillo, she has a question where I apologize, says, can I trade Apex while trading Lilu? So I guess Lilu, what broker do you use to trade Lilu?
They're gonna give you different lock-ins or logins, so it won't matter.
Yeah, they have different logins.
Yeah.
No, I know, but like, does it also TradingView or Tradeovate or something like
Okay,
that?
so those aren't brokers; those are platforms. You can
Right.
use either one.
Platforms.
Yeah, you can use either one.
So you could use those.
Yep.
Okay.
If you're using the same one for both, you'll have different logins.
Different logins, right? Okay, that's what I meant. Platforms.
So
not
what
brokers.
I do is on my desktop on my computer, I do 2 different desktops. I have Windows. So I will open I'll open an instance of my platform logged into Lilu on one, and then I'll have a different desktop with my Apex account. And that way I don't confuse the two, right? Because that you can forget which one you're trading and where you're at. And then you can also, I always keep, well, you guys aren't using Rhythmic, so never mind.
JPal's on the mic. Let's see what happens.
We're creeping up, which I find interesting. Always hopeful, these guys.
Right? Dun, dun, dun.
All right, 11 o'clock. Here we go.
Let's go. Yeah, no problem. We love sharing info. That's what the community's all about.
Sure.
Yeah. The whole community. It's not even like, oh, just the Bullish Bears give information. We're a team. We're a group. We're a family. We're a community.
Traders. Traders unite.
Traders,
What did I
that's
say?
right.
Apes.
That's right. We ain't trading against each other. We're trading with each other.
Apes strong together.
We're not Wall Street bets, damn
No,
it.
no, I know. I've said it before, but like I'd love to go and teach all those apes how to be gorillas. Essentially,
Right.
I want to teach institutional strategies to retail traders because I'm telling you, they work. Damn, we're a whole lot of going nowhere at the moment.
Yeah, there's your
It
whole
must
lot
be
of
very
nothing.
boring.
It's like a
Or they're all
morning.
getting very depressed.
Right?
Or all the algorithms are searching for just the right word and he hasn't used it yet.
Would it be incredible if he came out and said, "Hey, we're gonna pivot on QE," dude? You would see green candles from like here to 440.
Yeah, it would be
Cliff,
done.
Cliff,
All the
I
shorts
love
would have
you.
their pants ripped down.
Oh
That's
God,
awesome.
yes.
That's a huge. That's huge. Thank you, Cliff. I appreciate that. I'm going to be putting that in the video, the tutorial I make. But guys, if you check real
Ah,
quick,
nice.
anybody trading
Hell yes.
TradingView, yeah,
I
yeah.
like
So
that.
you click that to put the stop. That's huge. That's awesome. I'm actually wait. You said shift or hold shift and click the. I'm holding control and it's switching it to stop.
You on
That's
an apple?
interesting.
I'm kidding.
No,
I'm
I'm
kidding.
holding. Here we go. We're gonna get a pop or something.
Come on, J Pow. Papa J Pow gonna drop some news and do something. Come on.
Maybe controlling it. I appreciate it, Cliff. Whichever it is, it does work, and I appreciate that. That's awesome. That's huge. It's a really big help.
Come on, dude. Blow out one side of my condor and I can just call it a day right now.
I think we go. I mean, NQ double bottom at key level.
It's control, he says.
Control, nice, nice.
Oh man, this consolidation's starting to feel like a bear flag, isn't it?
I don't know what this feels like. It's very sneaky to me.
I think we still just stay in this range today. We've had those big moves,
It might
100-point
just be a big
rallies.
nothing burger.
Yep.
Yeah,
Could very well be. Let me
That
go.
has happened more
I'm gonna
times
give-
than I can remember.
Let me go monitor the news here.
I was just going to turn the TV on myself. I'm like,
Hmm.
what's going on here?
Dun, 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 dun.
Maybe he's not speaking yet. I don't know.
He's late. Him and Biden are still sleeping. I didn't say that. What
Right.
happened? We're not bringing politics up. Nobody
Dang.
said that.
All right, you don't have to be in politics to say that. That's just obvious.
A fund manager friend of mine just opened a put fly on SPY. 420, 418,
Nice.
417.
I'm only bullish on this because of the double bottom NQ head at the key level. Other than that, divergence suggests bearish. This prop suggests we're not breaking above 42.26. But I don't know. The engineer.
That strategy's actual name is the broken wing butterfly because one wing appears to be broken.
Regular order panel.
You got a $2 spread on one side
That's
and
my favorite option strategy.
yeah. You got a $2 spread on one side and a $1 spread on the other side, and effectively what the strategy is instead of closing it when you're in a profit zone is to roll the long wing down towards the short wing, and or vice versa, the wider side down to equal the narrow side to lock in your profit, and then you just ride it. You can just close it if things go really well, but it's a little bit more risk involved because your risk is going to be $2 wide on one side and your max profit is going to be $1 wide on the other side. If you build this thing one leg at a time, though, you can actually lock in more profit than you have risk and offset the $2 wide. It's a little more tricky than doing what I do, where I start with a condor and then flip one side into a butterfly. And
Cliff, thank you for that.
I have had some range days where the range was extreme, and I was able to butterfly both sides, where I could get the put butterfly built and the call butterfly built. Cannot lose at all, and locked in profit on both sides. And it's like really super rare. So I like to lean more towards the I'm not going to
Now
try that
start to
unless
drop,
it right.
drop.
Yeah, it's getting vicious now. 420 seems to hold though.
Just a wick back
And
up.
it's holding.
Yep.
We've just come back to where we were. We've hit this level now 4 times though.
Yeah. That's an algo dip.
Oh boy.
It looks like we're gonna break it.
Yep.
Come on, baby.
Intel just hit
Break,
the floor
baby,
on
break.
on its key pivot area at 2980.
Break, baby, break. Nope.
Oh,
Come
give
back.
us a doji and a big ass morning star, please.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
5 seconds says maybe. We got 18 seconds on this 1 minute candle. Powell, high inflation poses significant hardship. That's what he just said.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yep. Be on that commercial.
Here's somewhere some of this money that's been out there, all this appropriations that's been given. We sent a convoy, a delegation or whatever to the Guatemala or somewhere to do drag queen shows to represent the values of the U.S.
Jeez. Hey,
What?
yeah. We got that doji. Now we've got a chance at running back up for a 3-bar, 420.50 target. Double bottom printed on the 5 second. Let's see if it goes.
4205.
Do you have a 1 minute up there, Kevin? No.
No. I don't do that here, sir.
I can't believe we've hit this area 4 times now without breaking it.
I know.
I mean, if you were
Knocking on
using
the
the 1
door,
minute,
man. Knocking on the door.
if you're
I see
using
a
the
lot
1
of
minute,
buyers.
that's the trend.
It's the kangaroo.
That's a good
4
Bouncing.
seconds on this 1 minute candle. One.
It's gonna hit a trap door in a second.
Yep.
Bam.
Yeah, there's your 6-7 point range on ES today.
Ah, it's
down,
gonna
up,
print the
down, up,
morning
down.
star. Here we go. Come on. Gain, baby, gain. Crack that 5 second 200 and it'll go right to that 420.50 target. No problem. It can reject here though because we're right up against that 200 as well. So happens to be the same number that the 1 minute 20 period is.
Hello, 4220. Yeah.
Yeah, this might give us a bearish measured move after all. Bar spinner bar would take us down to about 419.55.
Come on, baby.
That's looking like a 5 second bear flag here, guys.
Come on.
419.92 is the floor. Crack that, it
Oh.
confirms a bear flag and rips down.
Starting to push down a little bit more. No, buyers are still stepping up here.
We just like bounce.
That's let me get the
This is
5 second
painful.
up here. Boop. And in the chat it
Alright, let's
goes.
go. Alright, going. Alright, there we go.
We got to break 16.
Dun, dun.
Come on.
Nope.
You're right there.
That'd be a 5 second
Oh,
bear
yeah.
flag if I ever saw one.
16 and a quarter. Come on. Oh, yes, it hit my
Hey.
profit target. Yay.
Nice.
I got
Good job.
419.55 on the board here coming up. Let's see if it continues.
Yeah, we got a little bit to go. I have 4208 as a resistance, but some ways to go. Yeah, oh my god, NQ still holding that key level though. That's pretty crazy. I would have preferred it was under that key level by now. But check out that VIX.
Okay.
Dun, dun.
Interesting.
Interesting. Very
Yeah, why'd it
interesting.
bounce there? That's an interesting one.
Right?
Hey,
Well,
wait, we just retested that range.
4215 on the ES, it's a roundish number. Whole number. 4215.
419.67 was the wick base, and
Nothing
ah,
significant
I see what I missed.
I know, I'm
Median-
trying to find that too.
The median on a bear flag was higher than I anticipated, so it prints.
Oh,
We just barely broke the IB to the bottom, so we very well may go back up and have a two-sided day.
It
yeah,
prints
that was a 30
exactly
minute.
a 1-for-1 on the 5-second there, right to
Yo,
that number.
real quick,
I'm
guys.
gonna take my
Just
profits and quit because that was way too hard.
yo, good taking profits though. That's good.
I think we
30
still
minutes.
have some range to drop here, but hang on. There's something setting up here. It's a little fishy.
Yeah, but from where? That's the question.
So guys, I had a 30-minute demand zone on here. I did not see it before because usually I don't go for 30 minutes. But on days where we range like this and where we're just very crappy volume, poor range, 30-minute zones from pre-market usually very valuable because those could be targets, those could be magnets for price because we're easily manipulated when we're such low volume like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, we're back to support on
There
that
we
one
go,
for one I
going
just
back
put in the
there.
chat there. If we crack that, we'll get a twofer, and that target takes us to
Yeah, there we go. Gave us that little pullback. Came back
twofer
to the top
is
of that range and we came down.
419.20 on SPY.
4208 key level. What else we got?
Dragons
We
a
ain't got
bucks.
much. Bro, under 4208, we could just sell off 4189, really.
Oh,
Oh my
baby.
goodness, here we go. Very nice.
Let me print this, because
Earlier
this
I
is
got
pretty
5 big
special.
butterflies.
Love my 5-second chart, guys. This thing is vicious. Powell rocking the boat. Yeah, he is. Look at that twofer. Textbook, baby.
Right.
We'll keep this key level. New key level, 4225.50. Yeah, Aaron West. Aaron is commenting in the YouTube right now. He's saying earlier I got 5 VIX butterflies, 17, 19, and 20 for next Wednesday expiration. They spiked up 9 cents. Doesn't do much to offset my 0-day SPX call spread though. 16 on VIX seemed awfully low. Yeah, 16 on VIX is very, very low, obviously, but
That's a
we
good
can't.
good play. He basically hedged himself with a butterfly on a VIX. That's
Yeah,
smart.
no, that's super smart. It's super, super, super smart. Especially because we had that. We're in a daily demand zone on VIX as well, which means VIX goes up, ES comes down. Take care, Cliff. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, man, have a great one.
Bum, bum.
We're bumping. We bumped off that twofer. We're retracing 50%. 119.90 was the target there. That's hit. Now we're just chilling. Watch this
Hey,
grind.
Aaron, if you thought VIX was gonna come up, why were you going long on ES? I'm just curious.
It's a hedge.
I know, I get that, but
VIX
I
is
get
the
point of
hedge, ES is the play,
Right.
or SPX in this case.
Right. I don't know. I guess me, myself, hedges and stuff, I feel like if you're that uncertain if we're going to go up or down, you just don't take a trade. Or if you want hedge yourself for the beginning of the trade to see how it plays out, so it's, let's say, it's in a range, and the hedge
Right.
keeps you break even for a little bit until we break out of the range, then maybe cut one of the hedges, and let the other run or something.
Here's the caveat about that. I'm gonna go into some details here.
Yeah.
I have like a few minutes because I got to get prepped for my 12 o'clock thing. Effectively,
He's cheating on us.
when you build a hedge like that, it's not the process of nullifying any movement in a trade. So, like if you are hedging a neutral position on an index with the VIX like that, the neutral position can be a nothing burger. It can basically break even or just fail and all expire worthless, and your risk is gone. Whereas if you have that hedge built into the VIX, you're making a volatility play. So if things go south, and they don't quite meet your expectations of your neutral position on the SPX, that hedge is going to make money. So that's the point.
Oh my god. Look at that drop. I'm sorry, that was insane. There's that
So
key level on ES.
I used to do something similar with option structures. So like I would go and be into selling credit spreads that were at or in slightly in the money weeklies on UUP. And I would use that as a hedge. So while I was shorting SPY over and over and over again, if I was leaving a position on in a swing overnight or something like that, that hedge was there to catch me, because I know if the dollar spiked up, I was going to see the SPY become worth less dollars. So obviously it would be in my favor. But if SPY spiked down, that hedge on the dollar would be typically going up. So effectively, if SPY reversed while I was short on it and ran like a mofo because the dollar dropped, all of a sudden I would have almost max profit on a dollar-wide spread that I'd have in the UUP. That would just kill it. I mean, it would absolutely make everything I lose on a short position on SPY and then some. Or when I say short, I'm not short. I'd be bearish position. Worked as a great hedge. Very similar to what you do with the SPX versus VIX spreads. Yeah, that's a nice bounce, isn't it?
Right off that key level's clean.
Yes, sirree.
But I appreciate you explaining that. And Aaron West, you too, I appreciate you explaining your thought process and what's going on with that. And
yeah, the leverage levels
yeah,
are
I
going to be
appreciate
important
that.
too, and that's a different thing.
And
So,
I see you spoke about how you keep over trading. Try to give yourself rules. Are you giving yourself a set of rules to follow? Are you creating a personal playbook that you only take a trade if it's in your playbook? Are you creating trading plans? Are you incorporating your rules with your plans so things work out the way they're supposed to? Things like that you got to ask yourself, because once you start saying no to these questions, also, are you journaling your trades? Are you looking for patterns in the winners and patterns in the losers? And once you start saying no to any or all of those questions, then you really got to think, well, am I trying to learn trading here, or am I just throwing money away? Which happens to so many people, especially after time goes on and we find ourselves to not be as successful as we want to fast enough. It starts to make us feel like, are we doing something wrong? And unfortunately, when we realize we are doing something wrong, that's what it takes. We have to understand that, okay, we are doing something wrong here. What can I do to flip it around? What can I do to learn? What's the 90% of retail traders that are losing? What are they not doing? And it's those things. They're not journaling. They're not looking for proper confirmation. They're just getting in for the sake of getting in. They're gambling. They're gamblers. That's where the gambling thing comes from. Whereas if you look for the proper confirmations, areas of interest, supply demand, key levels, VIX confluence, NQ going with ES, just things like that, higher highs, lower lows, just market context in general, then you could build off that with your rules and your plan and go from there. But it's always until profitable, until we're successful traders, we are always learning. And even when we're successful traders, even Jeremy will tell you too, we're learning every day. There's
absolutely.
always something to learn. But that doesn't mean think, oh my god, there's so much to learn, I'm overwhelmed. Completely not what I'm saying. There's so much to learn and to work on at your own pace. Everybody does trading differently. Everybody journals differently. Everybody gets confirmations differently. You just got to find what works for you.
Yep. I got a couple minutes left here. Powell says rates may not need to rise as high given credit stress.
Nice.
Well, that's basically the same thing he said 2 months ago.
Yep. And it kind of hints again at that possible pivot on QE. They've been saying QT and hinting at QE. Kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens out of this. I don't know that we're going to get our bull trend day for the 2-for-1, but that's okay because we could certainly go to the bottom and test support down here around 416.25, bottom of that zone. Currently, I'm getting ready to lock in on my put side for a little credit, and I might just walk away from that and wait for whatever range to be. He's not done talking yet, though, so we got a minute.
Check out this like falling wedge almost on NQ. Maybe we retest this range around 42.17, 42.18. Yeah, like that.
Yep. I say on that wick, I locked up my put side for 100% return, so it can't lose.
Nice. Nice, attaboy, good trade. Can't say I have rules or plans, only barely starting, logging P&L, but not consistently. The reason for the trades only retrospectively. Alright, so let's... Aaron, if you want, you could hit me up. I'm on Discord and Instagram and all that. I'm Kevin. I'll write my Instagram in there. And if you want, you could just like DM me or whatever. I'm Bullish Bears Kevin. And we do this YouTube every morning. We have a Discord and a whole big source of information, a big library of information, whole lot of courses, whole lot of good stuff. But but if you message me, we'll talk and we'll figure it out. We'll get you on the right path, because you could, when you're learning to trade and when you're first starting, you could feel very lost because of all the things that go on. But when you take a step back and have the right direction, and and what I tell the people in the communities, we're so lucky to be in a community when you learn, because not only are you learning with other people, but we're all like-minded and we're all growing together. And it's the whole two heads is better than one situation on such a grander scale too.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
But yeah, hit me up. We'll get working to it, bro. Definitely try to, whenever you do TA, try to make a trading plan every day. Go start at the weekly chart, go down to the daily chart. What's the daily trend? Okay, great. Go to the 4-hour chart. What's the 4-hour trend? Are we in a range? Mark the ranges. Mark the support. Mark the resistance. Those are strong levels. Once support is broken, it's usually used as resistance and vice versa. And it's just things like that. I mean, I use supply and demand as you see on my charts, and some days supply and demand hits perfect, and some days we're in the middle of nowhere like this, and there's no trades to take.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah, you going?
I'm gonna take a quick break, but I'll come back to take it off a live. But I'll leave you live. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, yeah, leave me live for a little bit. What do we think you'd be back, like 15, 20 minutes?
I'll like 10.
Oh, all right, yeah, do you think? 'Cause I'm probably gonna dip out of here once you get back.
Cool. All right, man. I'll see you in a minute.
Nice to see you. Yeah, any of you guys in there, Aaron West, any of you, if you want to hit me up on Instagram, we could talk about trading, talk about, what's the next steps, what maybe you could be doing wrong, what maybe you could be doing right. And again, it's super important to journal, because then you could really visually see, okay, I took this trade because X, Y, and Z, and it didn't work out. All right, well then I'm not going to take the trade if X, Y, and Z happens again. I'm not taking it. And then you don't end up taking a losing trade on that set again. Yeah, no problem. Same with like winning trades. VIX was dropping, VIX was so weak, and ES is coming into a demand. Okay, that's my double confirmation. A weak ES and a strong ES and a weak VIX. Things like that. And Q going together.
Oh, Kevin, I'm learning so much here.
Hi.
I'm not trading today because I'm working, but I am learning so much here. This is brilliant stuff. Thank you.
Oh, good. Happy to hear from you, Victoria. How are you doing? You said you're working, busy today?
Yeah, I'm working. I've got you guys on in the background as like my radio channel. But yeah, I'm learning loads just watching. I just can't trade today.
That's awesome. Happy to hear that. All right, so we're sort of coming back to the top of this range of this falling wedge on NQ. I do think we reject one more time on NQ and make our way lower to fake out shorts again. But we did wick off key level on ES. Maybe we'll get a double bottom on ES around 42.0850 key level. See, that's another big thing too, guys. Once you start using key levels in supply and demand, it's easier to look for certain types of trade patterns and chart patterns. because when you look for a naked chart in a chart patterns are known to realistically work out, what, 50% of the time, some of them 40% of the time. But when you have the confirmation of a supply demand or a key level, those are the patterns that you'll see work out because it has that strong area there. We might really go up here. Yeah, I mean, bullish volume picked up. We might go up. I don't know. Very important wick. Very important wick. This 5-minute wick right here on NQ for us to go above this to stay strong. If not, most likely going to see the bottom of this falling wedge. And again, if anybody ever wants to recommend a chart or anything, you know, like you want to see Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia, definitely don't hesitate to ask. Love my equities, love trading equities. I used to be so much more, so much better with my equities when I was trading on TOS because the charts were just a lot smoother. But I could still chart them on here. Wait, is this not loading? I mean, 15-minute. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look at that. We couldn't manage to get above that wick on NQ. Again, failing to break out of that falling wedge, trapping buyers for a quick impulse dip lower. ES broke below its previous low, making a lower low on today. NQ not near its lower low of the day. A little divergence, not much. Nothing significant. I do believe with volume and below 42.05 on ES, we will see that demand zone. About 41.89 gives us about 20 points from where we are right now. But I mean, you take this trade, target 20 points, stop 8 points. That's a bit over 2-to-1 risk reward. It's not bad. I wouldn't take it. All right, below that 42.05. Oh, but NQ at the bottom of that falling wedge, so let's see. Still failing to make a lower low on NQ. Could bounce here because of that divergence. Who knows? We'll see. Alright, break below, falling wedge on NQ. Is this a bearish fake out, or is this the move?
Ooh, I think we might be.
Right, might go lower, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, NQ lower low.
Force. I mean, we bounced a little here. have just been so strong.
Yeah.
If we go, it could be pretty massive. Bears are skeptical.
Right. But they're in control.
There's a
Here we go.
nice bit of buyers sitting right there at 4,200. I'll be interested to see if they
Oh
get
yeah, VIX.
alive.
VIX is flying. We're going lower. We're gonna see that 41.89 demand. You guys want to bet? No, I'm just kidding. Trading's not gambling. What do you mean? There we go. NQ giving it up.
See if it gets absorbed.
VIX popping a bit higher.
There we go. There we go. Oh, now we've got a long way to go.
Yeah.
In a short time. But we just went through all those single prints from yesterday.
Yeah. Damn, if only I had my funded account, it would have been scalping this drop. That's
Right
alright.
now I'm just
Monday.
playing. I've got $100,000 eval that I need another 2,500 on to get it over the line.
Nice.
So I'm halfway there. You got to make 6 grand in that one. But I've been nursing it just a little bit at a time. And I've only got 5 more days before the renewal on it, and I don't want to pay the renewal. So the next 5 days I'll be adding a little size. That's the nice thing about these evals is you can start. It used to really, even in an eval, would make my
Are you
palm
okay?
sweaty. You know, when I was trading ES with 5, 6, 8 contracts. Now I'll sling around 12 contracts like it's a big deal. I just need 3 points with 12 contracts. Yeah.
Nice. You just
But
act
you have to
cool.
get used to that because it is a psychological thing. So
All
they're
right, I'm
great
gonna
for
get
that.
going because my mom's still a little sick and she does not sound like she's doing too good at the moment. I do apologize for cutting it a little short. 11:30, not that short. But Jeremy still has me up and streaming. I'm gonna just mute my thing and keep it up for you guys like Jeremy does. How do you distinguish things that happen in probability? Appreciate that you guys do. Great, thank you. Sorry guys, I'm just seeing your comments now. I'll answer that real quick.
Well, we sort of held that area. I'm gonna go long.
Marizoko,
Says the bear.
how I distinguish things with probability is
Might be a
just
little
with
early.
confirmations and making sure that ES, NQ, and VIX are all confluent with each other, except the VIX has to be inverse. So if I see a strong VIX, like right here, when we had this pop right here without even looking at ES, I know we're going to be bearish. So this would give me that bearish confirmation. Referring to learning from mistakes. Oh, so learning from mistakes, what's really, really, really big for learning from mistakes is to journal your trades. Because then when you get good at journaling, it's funny, there's good journaling and there's bad journaling. You could journal and be like, I got in here I lost this many points. My target was here. And that's great. That's journaling, I guess. But you really gotta be like, I entered here because of this, this, and this. And you have to find those reasons. Good reasons or bad reasons. If they're bad reasons, you write them down. If they're good reasons, you write them down. The whole point of journaling is to be able to go back and see, okay, it looks like I got in for ES because it broke a key level. I tried breakout trades 3 times this past week and it didn't work each time. I'm gonna knock that out of my playbook. Things like that, you know? Oh, I saw VIX started popping, and so I started building a position on ES, and it started playing out, so then I added more, and it did work out. Okay, that's great. Maybe keep going along that route then. That way you could really thin out what works and what doesn't work for you. Because again, trading, anybody could do it, and nobody could do it all at the same time. Everybody does it their own way. Not able to hear the live stream. Any suggestion how I might be able to fix this?
Working on that.
So one bad trade wouldn't necessarily remove the play. No, absolutely not. You just make sure though that do you have a proper stop loss in this bad trade? Where did you enter in this trade? Maybe that play is still valid, but you have to work with where your entry was. Maybe you need to enter sooner. Maybe you need to wait for it to pull back and enter on the pullback. So you're able to, let's say, bum, 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 bum. Okay, let's say if we're looking at VIX right here, if we're going green, I don't want to just go long just because we're going green. So I'm going to wait for a pullback candle like this, and then I'm going to enter on this candle, so I know I could put my stop loss right here. That way I have my stop, and I'll be able to work with the target, but my stop is nice and short.
Woohoo! Man, this butterfly's doing good. See, it's cool because the more I locked in, I can't lose on the put side, but the more price runs towards the body of that butterfly, the more it makes. So it can just
Look
sit
at that,
there
that's
and
crazy.
stew, baby. If it hits 114 today or 414 today, I'll make almost the entire width of the dollar wide spread that it is on. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. All right, well, I'm going to sign off of here, guys. I will see you guys on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for joining us on both YouTube and the Discord channel. And I'll be back around in the Discord channel a little later in the day, off and on. I don't know that Power Hour is going to give us much of a setup, but I think we'll have, obviously, a trend day back down to the bottom of the box. That being said, just I'll try and at least mess with my charts throughout the day, and I'll keep them running. Again, thanks, guys.
Jeremy. Good trading this week.
Heck yeah. It has been